infiltrate Vietnam in this bitch. Marion City Hall. Finna crash the party. Finna see what's going on. See what they're talking about. Come down here and help support my man Dustin. You see him show up with some of my own care demonstrations. He has his pig mask on. He likes to talk to police in that way. I ain't never been to a city council meeting or city hall meeting. So I'm gonna walk on in, see what's happening, see how this works. I might even get a chance to speak. They might give me 5 minutes to talk my shit. We're gonna see what's up. Ooh, bang.
Come visit us, especially if you have any feedback, come visit us to see what we're doing. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is a public forum, which is a time set aside for comments from members of the public on topics listed on the agenda and not associated with public hearings. Is there anyone to address council? Please come forward. Please state your name and address, and you may stand prior to the
Bradley J. Steenhook, 230 50th Avenue Southwest, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 52404. I'm the president of Save Our Sewers Incorporated. And I have my little slip on it.
the clerk over here.
I'm here in regards to engineering items E as in Edward 25 and E as in Edward 26. In regards to the Indian Creek segment 11, it's on the agenda to possibly be awarded as alternate 1. I'm a sewer professional. I've been in the business since 2002. Raised here in Lynn County. I have a business in Lynn County. And there's a couple different options that were bid back in January. And I just suggest that maybe the council take a little bit more time to understand the difference between the base material and the alternate material. And the base material is currently high-density polyethylene lined concrete pipe, which is being used on a daily basis out here on segment 7 of Indian Creek. It's a little bit larger version compared to what was bid on segment 11. And where this lies, my aunt and some family used to live as a kid on Brentwood Drive, and I know how wet Dry Creek can get.
Sir, I don't mean to interrupt you, but there is a public hearing on that topic, so you'll have the opportunity during that time to speak.
Okay. They told me I had to speak before, so.
Oh, okay. I'll ask the staff for guidance on that.
Yes, so the beginning part, whoever directed you to speak at the beginning probably didn't realize that you were here to speak on a public hearing topic.
Okay.
So the first part is for matters that are on the agenda but are not associated with the public hearing.
So, when we get to the public hearing, you're welcome to come up and
Okay.
address that.
Sounds great.
Okay,
Your
thank
Honor,
you.
that item is simply put E5 on page 7.
Thank you.
Anyone else to address council on any topic that is on the agenda but not part of the public hearing? Okay. If not, we will close this part of the meeting and move on to the consent agenda.
Mayor, I move to approve the consent agenda, and this will include items A1 through G1 and resolution numbers 31765 through 31786.
Second. Moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as presented, including items A1 through G1, resolutions 31765 through 31786. Discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say no. The motion is approved. For the next section, I will turn over the meeting to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, Your Honor, I move to approve the consent agenda with Mayor Awasali's abstention. This includes items E1 through E2, resolutions 31787, 31788.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with Mayor Abwasli's abstention as follows: E1 and E2, resolutions 31787 to 31788. Any discussion? Seeing none, we will vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion carried. Mayor, back to you.
Next item is a public hearing regarding the naming of the Caboose Linear Park as Draper Park. Do you have the presentation?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. As you stated, this is for a public hearing regarding the naming of the Caboose Linear Park as Draper Park. As part of the Central Plaza project, there was a need to relocate the Caboose to the linear park located off of 31st Street, just south of the American Legion. Through the design process, the steering committee provided a recommendation of naming the park Draper Park after the late council member Paul Draper, who was an advocate for the community, for preserving Marion's history, specifically the railway. Paul was a driving force in saving the depot and City Square Park, along with the other railway items. And the committee and park board both have strong recommendations in support of this proposal, and then comes with the blessing of the Draper family also.
Thank you. Okay. The public hearing is now open. If there's anyone here to address the council either in favor or in opposition to this measure, please come forward. Okay, we'll ask the staff if they've received comments outside the meeting.
We have not.
No comments have been received from the clerk's office.
All right, we'll close the public hearing and proceed to the resolution.
Mayor, I move to approve resolution number 31789, approving the naming of the Caboose Deer Park property to Draper Park.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve resolution number 31789, approving the naming of the Caboose Linear Park property to Draper Park. Discussion? Questions for staff? All those in favor of approving resolution number 31789, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Motion is approved. Next item is a public hearing regarding the 2024 10th Avenue resurfacing project. Presentation.
Yes, Your Honor. So, as you recall, last year we did the south side of the eastbound lanes of Business 151 from essentially Hy-Vee to Walmart. So this is doing the other lanes. So we did put this out to bid. We got our one bidder from L. Pelling, $1,682,136.80, which was 97.1% of the engineer's estimate. They have basically an early and late start, where they have to start between May 28th and 7/29/24. They have 55 days to complete the project, and $1,000 per day in liquidated damages. This is overall, again, showing the limits of the project. So similar to last year, we'll have to stage it, so we do one set, one lane, mill it, put the base down, mill, put the base down, flip back and forth. We'll work with fire and police and everyone to make sure that everybody still has access to
here to, address the council, either in favor or in opposition of this measure, please come forward. Public hearing is now open. Okay, again, we'll ask the staff if any comments have been received outside the meeting. Okay, note that for the record, and we will close the public hearing. For the motion, I will turn over the meeting to the mayor pro tem.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to approve the project calendar regarding the 2024 10th Avenue resurfacing project as follows. Resolutions 31790 through 31791.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the project calendar regarding the 2024 10th Avenue resurfacing project, resolutions 31790 to 31791. Any comments?
Question. Yeah, Mike, didn't we, our work last year, didn't we discover, once we got into that there were some, I guess some subsurface, either drainage or compaction issues that caused extra work to be done? And do we anticipate that in this segment of work?
Yeah, so based on some joint lines that we found out last year and some widening that happened before we actually had possession of the road, we found that out last year. Jake has been more diligent at looking at that, and so it's been incorporated over this project.
Okay, good. All right, thanks.
Yeah, Mike, remind us, what is the longevity of this resurfacing? And is the longevity different because this has higher traffic compared to resurfacing, say, a normal residential street?
So I don't want to get too technical, but there's different asphalt or binders that are used depending on the classification of the road. So in this case, we're using the highest binder that's available without getting into special binders. And so our typical asphalt overlay is 20 years. For this, instead of just going down a small amount, we went all the way to the pavement, the concrete that was underneath last time, and we're also putting drain tile to help that. And then there's a lot of point and fold out pairs that we're doing to help at the joints where we know we have all the frost heaves to actually get down there and fix that. Is it forever? No, and eventually we'll have to reconstruct it, but this will obviously get us by for at least 20 years, but hopefully it's longer than that.
Okay, nice.
Any more discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the 2024 10th Avenue resurfacing project, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries with one abstention. Back to you.
Next item is a public hearing on the 2024 Highway 100 East Coast Road traffic signals and turn lanes project.
Yeah, so this is an anticipated project that we have at this intersection. This adds additional turn lanes. So westbound will have another turn lane. We'll have a westbound, northbound turn lane. And it will also have, if you notice, if you're going westbound, we have the hill, and so if people are stopped at the stoplight, you can't necessarily tell they're stopped. When you pop over the hill, we've had a lot of rear-end accidents. And that's actually why we're getting $500,000 from the TSIP program, Traffic Safety Improvement Program from the state. And so what we have is, what you're seeing on the right side is, if people are queued in that area, and we have a special zone in there, this light will be on the other side of that hill, so this will be flashing to let people know, not only is there a red light, but there's people queued in that zone, so slow down before you pop over the hill and hit someone. This project was put out to bid. We did receive several bids on it. It was 10 bids on this project. The low bid did come in from Boomerang at $1,617,333, which was 88.1% of the engineer's estimate. 80 working days, the late start date of 6/17/24, and liquidated damages of $1,000 per day.
Okay, the public hearing is now open. If anyone is here to address the council, either in favor or in opposition this measure, please come forward. Okay, we'll ask the staff if any comments have been received outside the meeting.
No comments have been received.
The clerk's office has not received any comments either.
Okay, please note that for the record. We'll close the public hearing, proceed to the motion.
Mayor, I move to approve project calendar regarding the 2024 Highway 100 and East Coast Road traffic signals and turn lanes project as follows: resolutions 31792 through 31793.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the project calendar for the 2024 Highway 100 East Coast Road traffic signals and turn lanes project, including resolutions 31792 through 31793. Discussion? Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, Mike, one question, on the, if you're heading west, the left turn lane to go on East Coast Road, is that turn lane being extended? You talked about the light signal at the right-hand side, but is that lane being extended further back?
We're actually adding a second turn lane, so I don't know, it's being, you can kind of see the green, that's the pavement that's being adjusted in there. So I don't know that we're changing it too much, but I believe we're adding another lane, and that's why we're shifting it to the north.
Yeah, I agree, I mean, you come over that hill, that lane is backed up outside of that turn lane, quite often at rush hour, so that is a dangerous time, so I'm glad to see some improvement there.
Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor of approving the project calendar regarding the 2024 Highway 100 East Coast Road traffic signals and turn lanes project, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed, please signify by saying no. Motion is approved. The next item is a public hearing regarding the Indian Creek Front Sewer Segment 11 improvements project. I have a presentation.
Yeah, so the location of this project starts basically in Donnelly Park, and then it goes behind the Stoneman development on the north side of Dry Creek, and then ties in at our west limits. The old sewer actually was more into the trees, like the mouse, more into the trees and closer to the creek. In this case, we're actually moving the sewer farther to the north, more in the prairie area. We actually just burned it not too long ago, and that way we can leave as many of the trees there. So we had our arborists go out and locate what trees were identified as more important. This is a joint project between Cedar Rapids, Hiawatha, Robbins, and the city. It is installing not quite as big a pipe, but we're installing 40-inch pipe in this project for most of it.
Alright, my man Dustin said I got a little bit of time, so I want to come out here and chop it up with y'all. I might actually end this live stream and then start another one when we get closer to the time when we get the public an opportunity to just speak on what it is that they need to speak about. And what I'm going to do is point out to them how in 2020, oh man, this might be, yeah, this was after my daughter was born, so this is like 2020. I did an open carry demonstration where I was approached by Cedar Rapids police or any police for the first time ever doing my open carry demonstrations. I was stopped by law enforcement in Cedar Rapids. They made it very clear that I did not have to identify myself, but they still wanted to see if they can get some cooperation out of me so they can settle the confusion from some calls that they had got. They handled it well. They told me right away that I did not have to identify. I actually identified for two reasons. Number one, I was new to the open carry thing, and I wanted a complete, I wanted to completely defuse the situation so that I can feel it out. So I did identify myself. They advised me that I didn't have to do that, but it would be appreciated if I did. So like the fact that you told me that I didn't have to is enough cooperation for me to cooperate with you. I'm not losing anything by giving you my identification. So I identified myself to the Sea Rapids Police Department. About 6 months later, Marion Police Department, when I was doing the open carry there, tried to tell me that I absolutely had to identify myself. And then I told him on camera, I have this all recorded. I said that if I verbally refuse, because I know that I don't have to give it to you through my research and understanding of the gun laws and shit, and with the experience that I had with Cedar Rapids Police about 6 months earlier, I know that I don't have to identify myself. But I told them I wanted to verbally refuse, and if my verbal refusal will lead to something, an arrest or anything at all, I wanted them to tell me that that's what I was facing. So, because if what the consequences of denial of the ID, if the consequences would scare me, then I would just get in my ID because I didn't want no trouble. So I was like, okay, so tell me what's going to happen to me when I tell you no. And he told me that they'd have to arrest me, take me down to the station, identify me, and when I came back that I was good, then they would just let me go. And I said, I don't want you to touch me or do none of that. So I'll give you my ID, and this is what it's going to lead to if I tell you no, which is a violation of my fucking rights. And I have both of these situations recorded. I haven't recorded yet. The Fourth Amendment. I don't got to tell you shit, bro. Accuse me of something, right? So I allowed them to scare me into ID, and I gave Marion police officers my ID. I have all three of the names of the police officers that did that to me here in Marion. They violated. I have their names. I want to say this shit out loud here. That this happened in 2020 in Cedar Rapids, and then 2021 in Marion. And then Marion dropped the ball again. They dropped the ball again just this past September when I was doing an open carry demonstration. Me and my cousin, shout out to RPM Javier Gabos, we was doing an open carry here in Marion, Iowa, and a drunk guy completely harassed us. Police came to tell him that he had to go because he couldn't be hassling us because we were legal to do what it was that we were doing. But the guy was clearly drunk, and the police officers let him go because they didn't want to show up and ruin this guy's life. They exercise some pity on him. They can see it as trained officers. I can see it, and I'm not a trained officer. All of his actions, everything that he was saying, it all sounds like drunk man activities. Because what sober guy does, talks and acts the way this guy was on camera, his posture and everything. He went and just like I expected when I called him out on this on camera, that he called the cops so that he could come down and make a fight, so that he can act like we were the source of the fight, so that the police officers would do whatever they were going to do to us, being armed and everything. I think he set us up for something that could potentially lead to us being aggressively handled by law enforcement. This is what he was hoping was going to happen, which is a very scary thing. And in the midst of all of that, this guy says that we were hassling him because he was too drunk to realize that I had my phone on a tripod recording him, and this is all recorded. I had to point it out to him that he was being recorded, and that this is absolutely insane to watch him lie like this when he's being recorded. The cops didn't address the lie. They didn't really address the manifestation of what would have happened had they came to his aid in the way that he was calling them to the situation. They didn't check the fact that this guy was drunk, obviously drunk. These are trained officers. They should have been able to see this. I called it out on camera multiple times. This guy is drunk, and they never addressed it. They let him go, and I feel like that was crazy. That was a sloppy way for them to handle all of that. And I want them to know that these are the kind of things that go on that don't even get reported. I don't know what the statute of limitations are, but it was an obvious violation from the two situations, and then the way they handled the drunk guy was just absurd. These are the people that y'all call law enforcement that have everyone's lives in their hands, while they walk around with this arrogance that somehow their occupation makes them superior human beings in some of the most important ways. Protection, owning firearms to protect your life that you have. They dictate all of this with inside the law society. I think it's just weird that these are the clowns that they give this power to when these are just human beings. It's strange to me. And look how powerful the sentiment is to think that a man with a badge has the ultimate authority over any situation that he puts himself into. And it's just strange to me because they were all dumb, stupid. They couldn't recognize a drunk guy, and they almost allowed him to create a tense situation, and they never made him face the fact that this is what it was that his actions were doing. And that it looks very intentional as well. I was daring the guy to put everything that he was saying on an official police report so we can get this shit cracking, because he was obviously lying, and the police didn't even want to take a police report from him. They knew he was full of shit. But then they need to go further. What would make a guy act in this way? He was out of his mind, and everything that he was saying, just totally off the mark, just saying like just dumb shit. Like, me and my cousin started to fight with him when we were actually out here soliciting hugs from people. I'm the last person that would just start a physical confrontation with a man. He was obviously the problem, and they allowed him to make any level of attempt to convince the police otherwise. Man, he should have been handled in a different way, and they let this guy drive off. He was obviously drunk. Man, fuck all that. That shit is whack as fuck. But apparently, I got a little time before I could even have an opportunity to speak. I'm gonna try and wait this out and hang through. When I think that it's on and cracking, I'm gonna come back out, set up another live stream. Please return for that. Check it out, because I'm gonna tell these guys like how inefficient they are in doing what it is that the public is trusting them to do. And it falls short like this over and over again nationwide. From every police department, there's always something, because they are giving regular men and women godlike status over other people, and they expect like this glorious outcome in this exchange in public between us and law enforcement, and it's never going to be smooth, because these are just people. So you're going to get people type mistakes and reactions, all of their biases, prejudices, their emotional baggage. Sometimes these guys aren't even stable. It's insane what it is that we do when we give this illusion to human beings. If you want to rule over me, you got to damn near be a god. You have to be morally superior to me, or else I won't yield to you. And what cop can say that he is morally superior to me? Boy, you don't even pass the test. The answer is no for me. So this is all strange, but we're going to see what's up. City Hall, Marion, Iowa. Please return. I'll be back hopefully in about a half hour or so. It will be approaching a time, an opportunity for me to speak to them. And I'm going to let them know what's up, because they play too fucking much. What we got going on here? Are you available to do the live stream today? I was trying to get a hold of you. We can do the live stream, like, it depends on how late you're trying to go tonight. We might have to wait till tomorrow night. Truth does not exist. We might have to do that between my kids and work, and then trying to be active to help Dustin do these kind of things, and for me to show up and show my face and do my thing. Man, it's just rough, man. I'm trying to manage the merch store and stuff. It's actually taking off. People is buying stuff, and that's cool. I got some more designs to do, man. I gotta buy LLC. Like, it's a lot going on, but I do want to do the show with you, and I want to rock it. So I don't want to be rushed, and I don't want it to be too late. We might have to work on tomorrow night, man. Tomorrow's Friday. I won't care how late I'm awake. I can feed my kids and get them ready and get them out the way. I can spend that quality time with them Saturday. I can give you an hour tomorrow. Truth does not exist. Let's plan on tomorrow, man. Tomorrow around like 7 p.m. Let's say 7 p.m. That give me enough time to get ready and stuff. But like I said, please return to the live stream. I'm gonna kick off another one, part 2 of this here, probably in about 30 minutes or so. Like, comment, subscribe, please. Hit the bell notification so when I do a video, you know that I'm out here doing that beautiful thing that I do with this Hug a AR Owner campaign. Let's do this. We got to put it in their faces, all of their errors, so that they realize, so that they remember that they are human, bruh. Boo bang.